It's a pig. You're supposed to kick it. It's kicking the pig.
Why would you kick a pig?
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the I Tap That Cigar Show, presented by Corona Cigar. I'm your host, Kevin from Cigar Prop, and I am coming to you live from the Drew Estate Experience Asset Studios here on the sunny Gulf Coast of Florida. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Kerr Viajante of Stogie Road Cigars.
How are you?
I'm doing good. We don't have Jessica tonight. No producer Jessica. So it's producer Kerr and co-host Kerr.
I'm wearing multiple hats, so guess what I'm going to be doing tonight?
Yeah, that's it. Just snapping the fingers. Jessica brought me a hat home. One of the JC Newman people stopped by, Corona Cigar, and said, "Hey, here's a hat for Kevin." And so I got a JC Newman hat finally. So I got like an American hat that I got, like they gave me, but it's like an old man hat, like an old man like fishing hat, like it's like a baseball cap, but it's not young hip. This new one though, is a young hip. It was a young hip hat.
I bought one of their ashtrays. Those freaking classic black ashtrays.
Oh my god! I said they were. Yeah, they sent us one. I love it. It is such a beautiful ashtray.
Us commoners have to buy that stuff.
Well,
it's actually pretty cool. I love the whole little insert that shows that it was like they made them after the what is it, the room that was in New York City.
Yeah.
Those little ashtrays that they had. It was kind of the Flamingo room or something like that.
I'm trying to think. I don't. Yeah, I'd have to dig it out to see what see what it is.
A beautiful looking ashtray. God dang.
It is. They went all out for that one.
Yeah.
Ben, what's going on? It's just Manny, Jessica, Rob, Robert, John, Ben. First
Ben
one
again.
on Ben.
Ben again. He's kicking it. He's kicking pigs. Taking names.
Yeah, that's it. Kicking pigs, taking names. So, all right, a little. God damn it! Then the fucking dog is come on in, Stella. Must be thundering outside. I just start the show and she's clawing at the door. So all right, a little housekeeping. We've been talking about the Boston Jimmy's climbing Mount Fuji to raise awareness for autism. That link is in the show notes down below. So if you've got like an extra couple dollars to kick to Autism Speaks, definitely feel free to click that link and do so. Also, we'll be talking this a little bit later on in the show, but Battleship Beef Part 2. I will be in Camden, New Jersey, across the water from, is it Philly? I don't know where it's.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know what's on the other side. Is it Maryland? I don't know where things
Philadelphia.
are at. Philadelphia. So I know we drive to Philadelphia. I didn't know if that was exactly over there. Yeah. But in Camden, New Jersey is the most decorated battleship in history, and that is the USS New Jersey. We will be having dinner on the deck of that battleship this coming up Saturday night. The after party will be at the Liga Lounge afterwards.
I was going to say, you could throw a rock from the freaking deck of the battleship and probably hit Fishtown.
Yeah, I remember it didn't take us too long to get there from the ship to lose a spot. So there's only like 30 tickets left available out of a 300 or something. So if you're going to be in the area, it's definitely a great time. It's booze, it's cigars, it's fantastic food.
When is that again?
On the deck of the battleship. That's this Saturday. This Saturday night. So it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I wasn't gonna go, but then I was starting to promote it for Evan. I started looking through the old photos, and I'm like, last year I was still on my crutches. So I didn't have as good a time. Like, I got to go back.
Oh, you'll definitely make up for last year.
Yeah. I'm hoping to, cause I show up pretty early in the day. So I'm hoping to be able to scoot over there and do a ship tour during the afternoon before the event.
Are you going to ask them what the orca ratio is for that ship?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How many orcas is this? Is this
orca to battleship ratio?
Yeah. Fine battleship. So I need a cigar. So it's let's get into the CigarMedics humidimeter cut and light. Remember, with the CigarMedics humidimeter, you'll always know when to hold them, and know when to smoke them. Kerr, what are you smoking tonight?
I was smoking one of the deconstructed Edition 35s, the Connecticut portion of it. But for the show tonight,
the Certain Mouth Brew Cigar, real good track.
I mean, this is a really nice.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that wrapper.
Look at it.
I'm actually going down to the port of Miami this Friday to pick up a new batch of cigars.
Really?
So super excited about that.
It's a really good cigar.
Thank you very much. I absolutely love it. I'm going to smoke a couple of cigars that you sent me, Kerr. I don't know how long ago it was. Do you remember sending me these? It's the lighting's a little off.
Yeah.
It's the black, the blanc and blue, black and blue. This is actually I always try and find something to smoke either from our guest, or maybe if like when it was Boston Jimmy, we did something from one of our partners in the show. But I wanted to represent Liga Lounge. And this is actually a Privada exclusive.
Yeah.
So I did hear good things about this cigar. So
yeah, one of them I really, really liked and enjoyed. One of them. The other one I thought was decent, but one was definitely stood out, like exceptional for my palate.
Yeah, that's the way it is. I mean, there's cigars you like, cigars you don't like.
No, I like both, but one was really it was.
So
gold.
Yes, 63% on my CigarMedics humidimeter, and then
I was at 64.
And then I got the baller. I'm a little disappointed. Remember we had Boston Jimmy on the show, and I said I don't use my baller cutter because it was starting to get dull. Yeah. So Luigi said, "Hey, send it back. I'll sharpen it because they have a special sharpening stone." He sent me a new one, and I'm so disappointed because I had like the original pre-release,
right?
And now it's gone. It's gone. I can't. Now I just have a normal looking one like everybody else has. So
I'm using my machine gun lighter I got from Trash Panda.
I am using a shitty little lighter. It's with the world's smallest single flame here.
Are you gonna light it one tobacco leaf at a time?
God, this was just a sample of a lighter.
You gotta keep that hand moving. Mine, I just lit my cigar, Jennifer's cigar, and the neighbor's cigar.
Yeah. This has got a nice little I like this. Nice little earthiness on it.
Which one you smoking first?
The big one. It says like DK on it or something. I don't know. There's like the super creamy peanut butter I like. There's the big one that has the white band that says DK, and then the little one that has the blue band that says DK. I don't know what DK.
Donkey Kong Jr.
I don't know what DK stands for. That's kind of weird. So, all right, I think that's it. I think that's all we got. So, before we bring on let me get over to this our thing here. All right, without Jessica keeping me on, we've already run 9 minutes. So,
we're only a minute off, Kevin. Don't point out the obvious. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. All right, before we bring on our guests, we want to take a moment to thank all of our show partners for making this happen each and every week. Thank you to JC Newman Cigars, CigarMedics, Amendola Cigars. We are the muscle. Jake Wyatt Cigars, Illusione Cigars, deep in flavor and deep in your mind. K by Karen Berger Cigars, Corona Cigar, and of course, Drew Estate and Experience Acid. All right, so waiting patiently in the Experience Acid Green Room is the man known as Lou Liga. Hiding behind. There we go. Good job. That was a good catch there, Kerr. That's fast. Jessica,
I got one job, bro, and that's my job.
That's it. Lou, what's going on?
What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Kerr, you doing good tonight?
I'm doing well. Hey, Lou.
Before we go forward, the DK stands for Davidoff Killer.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think Donna Karan. I'm like, and then it's like the black and blue. So I didn't know what was going on with it. I didn't look it up. I just picked it moments before the show or before I turned on the computer this morning or this afternoon. So yeah, Davidoff Killers. All right. So this is not a family show, so we can say what we want. If you like to cuss, we can cuss, which we normally do. So I like that. I didn't want you to feel awkward and not throw out some expletives if you have them. So basically we're gonna start off the show. Like I said, I've known you. I've known Lou Liga for a couple of years now. I don't know who Luis Rodriguez is. I don't know anything about you. So I have some questions for me. Maybe it helps our listening audience, our viewing audience. Maybe those are the same questions that they have. If anybody has any questions, definitely feel free to chime in. So we're gonna start off with one that I always want to know. How old are you? You'll post up a picture and you look like you're 31, and then you'll post up another one and look like you're 50.
I am 53 years old. I'll be 54 July 28th.
54. So that's I'm just gonna tell you look pretty good.
Thank you.
I said, it's I don't know. Maybe it's the flat hat. Maybe it's the hat. Because now
it's I never drank alcohol in my life. I don't know what a beer tastes like, and I never did drugs. I've been smoking cigars since I was 11. So
there goes my question about page 4 about what you pair with your cigar. I'll cross that out when I get to it.
Coffee.
Yeah. So so I'm glad to see an older man, because sometimes I get people will on the different social medias about my hat, like a grown ass man wearing like fresh hats, like Kerr has a proper old man hat on with the brim, with the curve, that's a proper old man hat. So Lou gives me hope that I can continue to wear nice hats in
your 50s,
in my 50s, when I'm old.
Wow.
Like you, Kerr, and obviously Lou.
Ripping on my hat, man.
So
he's got the dad hat on.
He does have he's a dad. He's got a dad hat on.
Well, I'm a grandfather, so what the hell?
Yeah, I was that was like a couple of months ago. I remember commenting on that. You brought that up now, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You're a grandfather. I mean, I'm a because I thought you were like 30, but I'm a grandfather at 45, so I got 2 grandkids. So, but yeah, we're gonna start next question. I think last time I was up there, I didn't get a chance to talk. The place was crowded. It was packed. I heard you speaking fluent Spanish to someone. And then I see that you're from the Bronx. Do you just say you're from the Bronx? Is that where you were born? Were you born somewhere else in Spanish-speaking country, and you come over here?
I was born in the Bronx. I came to Philadelphia in '83. So, but my background, I'm Puerto Rican.
Okay, let's see that there we go. That makes sense. So, do you still have a lot of family down there? Do you get down there often?
The last time I was down there was for the Guy Fieri launch event for his cigar, the Knuckle Sandwich. That was in March, I think it was.
Oh, they launched that down in
Puerto Rico.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I must have missed that event. How was that event down there?
It's insane.
I can only everything he does is absolutely, it's packed.
Oh yeah.
So is that let's before we get into your cigar career, so you of Puerto Rican descent,
yes.
Is that where the cigar, who's where did your cigar love come from? We always try and figure out where that passion started. Who was it that got you into the cigars?
So when I was 10, my grandfather used to have a roller come over once a week to roast cigars at his house. So I used to take the cigars, steal the cigars, and go into the jungle and smoke in Puerto Rico. And then My father smoked cigars, so I smoked cigars with my father and my grandfather.
Okay, so how often as a kid were you getting down there to go visit your grandfather?
Oh, every summer.
Oh, the whole summer down there?
Yeah.
Just
Nice.
bring cigars and smoking them in the jungle.
Yeah, and throwing up and getting sick when I was little.
And that's, I mean, I look, I'm like, they let like a 10-year-old like wander off in the jungle, but then again, they have kids of their own. They probably just wander off into the jungle like every other kid does. You know, like I would do it when I was a kid down here in Florida. You know, not really jungle wise. We got woods and stuff.
You got lots of jungles down there in Florida.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe in the middle, you know, with the swamps and the Everglades and stuff like that. So next question I have because like you don't do interviews at all. Like
no,
you don't ever do these. I never see anything written about you. You don't on your Facebook, your Instagram. You don't dive deep in your personal life, and we're not going to dive deep in your personal life. But what did you do before the cigar world? Like I don't know where you entered the cigar world, wherever that was. What'd you do before that?
I customized cars for a living. 25 years I did it.
Really?
Yeah. I built cars. I did everything to a car. I had a shop in Jersey, and I sold it. But yeah, like you guys ever heard of Chip Foose?
Yeah, I know who Chip Foose is. So fucking legend.
He was my mentor.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I lived 3 years with Chip.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Chip Foose and his boy Troy Trepanier, you know, are my idols. Rad Rods by Troy. Like, I saw those first cars that Troy did, you know, when I was a teenager. I'm like, oh my God. And then Chip Foose came along, you know, his dad, you know, legend in the industry. And, you know, everybody had to have a set of Chip Foose wheels, man. If you could afford Chip Foose wheels, you were balling. So, oh my God. So that's awesome. So what kind of, did you specialize in, I mean, everything, or do you like muscle cars?
I did everything. Yeah.
So any famous people riding around in one of your whips?
God, yeah, a lot. Well, back then I haven't been in it in a long time, but yeah, I did a lot of celebrity cars. Yeah.
No, I mean, and those guys were celebrities before, you know. I don't know. Now the stupid celebrity shows on TV where they supposedly, you know, redo the cigar exhibit and that whole crap scene, you know, West Coast. Pimp My Ride. Oh, destroyed those cars. You know, then everything out there. I don't know if West Coast Customs was a real shop or that was just.
No, they were a real shop.
Were they real shop?
Real shop.
Okay. So I don't know, but yeah, Chip Foose. Wow, it blows me away. That's super cool. I wonder what Chip's doing these days. I haven't heard.
He's doing the same thing.
Still doing the same thing.
God.
Still
has a shop. Still doing the same thing.
Yeah, and then what about Troy Trepanier? You ever hear any? Because I know Troy. I know Troy's dad died years ago, and I'd heard he like lost a little interest in the business. So I know
I get asked to come back into that industry all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You ever heard of Richard Rawlings?
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know, but I've heard of Richard. Yeah.
He offered me the job like 3 years ago to come back.
Really?
Yeah, to run his shop in Dallas.
Gas Monkey. Wow.
Yeah, but he's going through a lot of issues now, for what I'm reading. So.
Oh, really? Oh, what's going on with him?
Money wise, with his restaurants and stuff like that.
His restaurants, man. Like I said, I heard some stuff about them bars and the restaurants. Just that's what happens though. That's what happens when you try and spread out get yourself too thin, try and get your fingers in too many things, and then the whole fucking world comes crumbling down on you. You know, so so you're car customizer, 25 years. Why get out?
The dealerships came into the picture. So the dealership started doing everything that I was doing. Like, not for say building a car, but you could go to a website, like any website, and build your own car through the website, through the actual manufacturer. And that cut into it. So I got out at the right time. So like right now, you go to the dealership right now and get wheels and remote starts and everything you want on your car. Your interior, different colors. We used to do all that. So
I just had a customer in, and he's got like the new Ram Black Widow. But yeah, he was telling me the same thing as a couple weeks ago. You know, like I said, he had a choice of different rims. They swapped out the front seats and they embroidered the Black Widow, in it, and it was all like he said, he just picked it out from the computer there at the dealership, and
there you go.
He picked it up. So yeah, I guess getting out at the right time then.
Yeah.
So what was your first job? You dove into the cigar industry. What was your first gig?
So I was the brand ambassador for Caldwell Cigars. Shout out to Robert Caldwell too. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing this.
So what did that entail? Because that was because you don't have too many. There are not too many brand ambassadors anymore. They're just there aren't any social media influence. If you want to say influence, I know you're kind of picky on the influencers things, yeah. But it seems that when I got into this industry, there were a lot of brand ambassadors. There seemed to be a lot of people with, I don't want to use the word integrity in a good, like they don't have it, but you would pick out a brand and that's who you repped. That's who you rocked with, and that was that one brand. You didn't go, every person that just fed you a couple dollars and a box of cigars and you were rocking with them this week.
True.
There were, you were a brand ambassador back in the day.
So yeah, I'm assuming the influencers now, I'm assuming that's the brand ambassadors now. But you're right. So it was just Caldwell. So I would just rep everything Caldwell, do events with Robert, and all that, like post up just Caldwell stuff and travel everywhere with him and do events with him. And it was just me. It wasn't like 10 people repping Caldwell,
Yeah, that's why you remember those days, Kerr, and it was, every brand had maybe one or two at best. They were brand ambassadors. Like I said, and that's all that's all there was. There wasn't anybody else. You didn't, you weren't rocking the next guy the next week, the next girl the next week.
Free agency.
There you go. Good term right there. So, and then from being brand ambassador, I know you worked at a couple of lounges.
After Robert, I worked for Oscar Valladares.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
See, this is why I like these shows. Like, I didn't know, so what did you do for Oscar?
I did all his social media.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, and then, so how'd you go from Robert to Oscar? How'd you get hooked up with Oscar?
I was doing an event in Virginia. It was one of those big events in Virginia. And I was talking to Oscar Spanish because Oscar, back then, he didn't know English that much. We were just talking, and he asked Tony Bellado. I was doing an event with Tony Bellado.
Oh, okay.
Tony
Yeah.
Okay.
Still, I love Tony.
So he talked to Tony, and they talked to each other, and he hired me. He was like, "Oh, I need somebody like you." So I was in Houston all the time because that's where Oscar is based out of, Houston.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's where he's based out of.
Yeah, so I was down there helping them out with that for a little bit, and then it didn't work out. So then I started working at a lounge in Delaware. Comebacks before that. I was at a lounge in Delaware helping STG, General Cigar, doing an event for them. I was helping them do an event with the rep. So he asked the rep about me, what was I doing? And the rep told me, I was just helping me. So he said, well, you think he wants a job or would like to work here? So I started working with him down there. From there, we opened up another lounge in Delaware, so 2 lounges. Then that didn't work. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stop, just go home. And I was retired anyway. And then an opportunity came to open up a lounge here in Philly, and I took it and I opened it.
Okay, so that's where I come into Lou Liga. So I remember you had posted one day, and we don't have to talk about it.
No,
like it was something about you were yelling at a customer on the phone or something, and then you just quit. You're like, you know what?
Oh, no. The story was, it wasn't a customer.
Wasn't.
I was yelling at the owner's brother-in-law on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he was in charge of. I was taking care of the lounge, and he was in charge of the cash register, and the system went down. So one of the workers came up to me and said the system was down, and I was like, "So where's this person?" I don't want to name who it was.
Yeah.
And oh, he's not here. He left to have lunch. I was like, lunch? I said, how long he go? He's been gone for 4 hours. I was like, 4 hours? I said, okay, that's not happening. So I called the owner of the lounge and I said, yo, this person's not here. What the fuck? I need him here. And the owner was like, oh, don't scream. You're always screaming and cursing. So we left it at that. The owner came and said, you're fired. You got to leave. I said, all right. And I left.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the owner's brother-in-law. I care how many times we've heard them stories. You know, somebody's brother-in-law.
A little bit of nepotism goes a long way.
that it is. So if I remember correctly, it wasn't too long after you left that you opened up your shop there. Were you already looking for a place or
no?
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Okay.
It just came up. I got an investor. He's like, I was like, he's like, you want to open up a lounge? I said, if we open up a lounge, it's gonna have to be in Philly, close to where I live, because I was driving an hour each way from Delaware to Philly. And we found the perfect spot, man, and we opened it. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, and beautiful. I have some pictures of people, especially, and this is where we're going to be Saturday night. It's the after party from Battleship Beef Part 2. But I just pulled a couple pictures down. Beautiful lounge.
Yeah.
Nice big space, spacious, tall ceilings, which I like. You know, not a lot of places have tall ceilings where that smoke can go. There's nothing like being in a lounge with 8-foot ceilings and the 2 feet of it's nothing but smoke. So and then this is Lou. If you look out, like, this is what Lou looks at. There's actually a distillery like right next door to your lounge.
Downstairs, yeah.
Or downstairs and like underneath you, isn't it?
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
or
really, yeah. That picture is it's a window. I'm looking. You can look right into the distillery from my lounge.
Yeah, I love it. For the first time Jessica and I rode up in the elevator, like, oh my god, this is just a beautiful, beautiful view.
What distillery is that?
It's called is it Philadelphia Distillery?
Yep, Philadelphia Distilling. Yep.
And then
they do Blue Coat Gin. That's what they're famous for.
Okay.
Oh, okay, they do gin. Okay, I forgot to write down what it is that they do. So all right, so gin. That's I'll definitely have to care. When I'm up. Actually, I'm flying back, so I won't be able to pick you up a bottle. You know, I was gonna say I pick you up one.
Thought was there, Kev. That's all that matters.
That's it. The thought was there. And then, so this is where I would have asked, "What's your favorite spirit?" But I'm going to cross that out, and then because it was like, is that why you picked the spot? Is because it had a distillery next door, you know? But
since you don't drink alcohol, what do you like pairing your cigars with?
Yes,
Coke Zero. Believe it or not, I drink a lot of that. Water, coffee is my go-to. I love coffee. That's my thing. But Coke Zero. That's what I do.
Coke Zero.
Yeah, I'm a Diet Coke guy. I like Coke Zero's got that weird aftertaste for me, but so I'm
the opposite. Diet Coke has that weird
aftertaste. Yeah, see that's what other people say too. Yeah,
I
feel like, how can you drink that with that weird aftertaste? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know,
okay, I just wanted to ask because I know
go ahead.
In Fishtown where you are, is there a nice coffee shop close by that you get your coffee?
Oh yeah, La Colombe.
Oh,
La Colombe coffee.
Yeah. La Colombe. Don't they make ready to drink?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay. I've had their cold brew.
Yeah.
So they actually have a place over by you.
Well, they're based here in Philly.
Oh, okay.
That's where they're from.
Oh, super cool. Care if you're ever at the grocery store, La Colombe.
Yeah.
They make a great cold brew, ready to drinks.
I'll get that for. I'm not a cold brew drinker, but I'll definitely give it a try.
Yeah, they got a couple different styles or flavors or whatever. You know, so how long? So you go home, you got fired, and then you're like, I'm gonna open up my own lounge. Like, what was the how many different places did you look at, or is it
one place? This one, that's it.
How'd you find out about this place then?
I was downstairs, smoking a cigar outside in the patio, and the owner was like, I know a perfect spot for a cigar lounge. I said, yeah, where? We took the elevator up, the doors open. I walked in. I said, yeah, this is it.
So what were you doing downstairs smoking a cigar?
With my investor.
Okay.
Yeah, he drinks.
Okay. Okay. Now it makes sense. And I'm like, now it's, everything is rolling.
Shout out to Todd Hartnett.
Todd Hartnett, is that your investor?
That's my investor. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Good dude. Not in the cigar industry, but
So good. So he doesn't know how much money he's going to lose, being in the city.
He knows. He knows how much money he's going to lose. He knows.
Good news and bad news. Plenty of cigars, but the return on investment, you got plenty of cigars.
Kerr had a buddy, recently we met talking about like investing in the company. He's like, Kerr will tell you. You'll never.
It's tough to have a conversation with someone when you start off with, like Bill Murray. You'll receive nothing now, but on your deathbed, you'll receive total consciousness.
Yeah, that's it. That is your repayment. So how long was the build out process of getting the lounge?
It was pretty quick. It was like 3 months, 4 months. We're moving fast.
Like I said, when you left the other place, and like I said, I remember you opening up, and it was a pretty quick process. Yeah. But
it's a big open space, though. I mean, there's probably. I mean, you got beautiful brick walls. I mean,
yeah. Everything was
just
All we did was clean the brick wall and clear coated it. They came and knocked the brick walls and put windows in. We built the humidor. They built the bathroom. They installed the HVAC. We paid for the exhaust system and everything. So it was pretty quick. The floors are still concrete floors. All we did was put throw rugs on here. So it was very industrial looking here.
Yeah, that's the new lounge we're putting on our house. Same thing. I just said concrete floors. Nothing fancy, to get no tile, no carpet, none of that linoleum, nothing, just crap, just concrete. It's good. Sweeps up easy.
Yeah, we put the money in the humidor and the exhaust.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the other money's at. Our humidor is all Spanish cedar from top to bottom. The exhaust system is incredible in here. I mean, I could put 40 people in here and there's no smoke. So, I mean, you've been here, Kev.
Yeah. There's hardly any smoke at all. I mean, not enough to where I noticed. Like there, I think, I don't know how many people were in there that night. It was packed. There was standing room only, and it never bothered us that there was any smoke in the air. So you definitely got a good system. How any local any hurdles putting up a cigar lounge, like local zoning?
So we're the first new cigar lounge in the city of Philadelphia in 15 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Philadelphia not a cigar or tobacco friendly city, or?
It's, you're not allowed to smoke in the parks. You're not allowed to smoke in a lot of outside venues here, but they do it more for like the kids. Like if I was near a school, they wouldn't have gave me the permits.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
The smoking permits. So they don't give out smoking permits in the city of Philadelphia for inside smoking. I'm very few, and I haven't heard one in years.
Wow. Hey, we got Risty. What's going on, Risty? Glad you could chime in. One of the best lounges in the USA. It is a fantastic lounge. Like I said, we had a blast when we got there. Easy to find, especially if you're heading over to the Battleship with us this weekend. So it's only a few minutes away. But what about Philadelphia or Pennsylvania? As a whole, like on cigar, because I know Pennsylvania is pretty cigar friendly. A lot of big.
Yeah, we grow tobacco here.
Yeah, you grow tobacco. And what are the state taxes like? That's one thing I didn't look up.
Zero.
Oh, you have zero like Florida.
Yeah, like Florida.
Oh, perfect. So just Philadelphia itself is a little tight. What about the area, the Fishtown area? Any other local shops that you're?
Yeah, there's a local shop. Little shop. He's been here for years, but it's nothing. He has his old regulars. It's a real tiny shop. Then we got the big one, Holtz, downtown Philadelphia.
Oh, you got a Holtz down there.
Yeah, Holtz is based here.
Okay, another one based.
Ashton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I'm not. I was going to say, I'll have to go visit that. I will not be going to visit that. Yeah, not at all. Maybe I'll drive by and look at it, and see.
Yeah, you could drive down there and pay the $35 parking.
Get out of here! $35 parking?
Yeah, downtown. Yeah.
God, that is insane. So yeah, you 35. You're 3 cigars deep, price wise before you walk into the lounge itself. Mm-hmm. So And then I had, like I said, it was, my next question was, do you have a partner? But you had mentioned your partner, and everybody, when especially at the beginning, I guess when you opened up, that was the rumor that Brian was your partner. I'm smoking everybody. Brian, Lou's just the face. He's just the face. Brian owns that whole place. Lou's just the face. He don't own none of it. So which we've already dispelled that rumor now. But let's talk about. You and Brian are tight.
We're very tight.
Yeah. Let's talk about how you guys met. How'd you get? Because you guys seem to be coming up. Not coming up together. You've been. He's been in it. You've been in it. But when you were opening up your lounge, where was Pravada at? They were just getting more and more ground.
So when I was working in Delaware, the shop that I was at was the first LCA shop in the country.
Oh, okay.
That's how we linked up. Then when I left, me and Brian just started talking, and Brian was like, man, you're controversial online, the I Hate Lou Liga. I was like, yeah, he's like, I like that. I like you, so we just kicked it off from there, and we've been inseparable ever since. So,
I don't, so hopefully our inbox here doesn't get flooded with comments. Cause like I said, you got Brian, people either like the guy, they don't like the guy. Same with you. They either like you, they don't like you. I get that myself. People either like me or they don't like me. I didn't take to the airwaves bashing him like a lot of other people did. I can tell you like my Brian story. And Brian and I are not friends. We're not enemies either. But I didn't like some of the stuff that Brian was doing at the beginning. So you know what I did? I reached out to Brian, and told him man to man, hey, this is. And I said, this is why I don't like you, and hashed it all out. He came back and a great email, and ever since I said it's if I don't like something that he's done, I'll shoot him an email. If I like something he's done, it's like, hey man, that was pretty fucking smart. I'm kind of digging that. I sent him an email. So with that being said, what are a couple I know this is your interview, your lounge. What are a couple misunderstandings that people have about Brian DeSin, since we're on the topic?
That he's fake. A lot of people think he's fake. He's not, man. He's such a good dude, believe it or not. It's like me. Like if you don't know me in person, you just know me through social media, you're gonna think whatever of me. But if you meet the person in real life, the dude's a family man. The guy helps so many people, man. It's crazy. Like the money he donates to all these people and stuff like that, it's insane. But his persona is of course different on social media, but he's a great dude. And he loves this industry. He does his homework. He's not a fake dude when it comes to the cigar industry. He really goes to all the factories, and he really does look at the tobacco. He does all that stuff. So
Yeah, I know, Kerr, at the beginning, you were tight with Brian. I think you stocked the LCA stuff as well. I think this is this might have been the one. Yeah, I know you sent me this, so obviously that's where you got it from.
Yeah, I supported them very early on with the LCA with different shops and promoting it and sending them some of my contacts because of all the cigar shops I visited, business cards and everything to help kind of get that jump started.
So we'll get back to so if people people make up their mind. You believe what you want to believe on the social media, the persona, whether it be me, Lou, Brian. But I always say people thought ill will towards me too until they got to know me. I always say get to know the person before you start just trashing.
I always say what you see on social media for me, that's my WWE persona. Yeah.
See, I could never do that. I can't. I know that there's a lot of folks, and I actually find that skill to be somewhat. I don't know. It's a special skill set. I can't. It's like what you see here is what you get when the camera goes off. I think for me, it would be too exhausting.
Yeah.
Try to have a persona. It's like if I think it definitely is unique. It's something that I take my hat off to folks that could do it.
Well, you listen. I come from the street. I'm from the hood. Born in the Bronx, raised in North Philly, Badlands. So, I grew up tough. So but now I'm a businessman. So you have to, try to, around it, run around, whatever,
That's it.
Act.
That's it. And that's the one downfall of of being in the cigar industry, like really deep for the last couple of years. I've seen those personas like in real life, and it's like sometimes they're a little disappointing. I'm like, oh, you're not that wild, crazy, wacky person, when you meet them in person, or you find out that like, oh, this guy's a dick, it's like, man, like my hopes and dreams crushed, so, but it happens, it's sometimes I said, it's the WWE persona. I'm going to use that from here on out. That's what that's what it is. I'm sure Macho Man was normal.
Yeah.
No. You read those interviews, they said he was the same way off camera. Oh my God, I don't think they're gonna get the snake. I don't want that snake to bite me.
That was an interview I watched with Hulk Hogan, and he was at his doctor office one day, and he said same thing. Macho Man was always Macho Man. Macho Man comes out like he is just seen by the doctor, and he goes, and it was Macho Man. It wasn't, hey Terry, how's it going? It was the Macho, and that was back with their beef, with Elizabeth and everything else. So he's like, that really was him.
Yeah, Jake the Snake's got a great story about them having a conversation before they went out on the match when the snake bit him, and he didn't trust him. He didn't trust that he had the snake was they didn't have the venom, and he had the snake bite Jake first.
Oh my God. So we'll get back to your lounge. You talked about you had to build out the humidor, Spanish cedar, which I've seen the size of your humidor. So you have tens of thousands of dollars worth of Spanish cedar in there, I'm sure. I mean, because that stuff is not cheap at all. I've looked at it. We're building a small walk-in humidor, and I'm going to go with Brazilian cherry because cedar is just ungodly expensive right now. Just lumber in general is crazy. What are you filled with? What's your mix of? Do you have a mix of boutiques, big name brands?
Yeah, mix of both.
Mix of both.
Yeah, I tried to do the all boutique thing at first. It didn't work out.
That's what I was going to ask, because I saw on your website you had a couple, like Fratello. I think I saw on your website, which isn't huge, but whether they're boutique.
I gotta take that off the website. I don't carry Fratello no more.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's still on there. So yeah, heads up, So, but yeah, I thought I remembered that when you first opened up that you were trying to do all boutiques.
Yeah.
Why do you think that worked? Because I hear that a lot. A lot of people want to open up boutique only shops, and then a lot of them.
Just the customer base. They come in here. I try to sell it to them. They still want the legacy brands. I tried, I pushed it out. I'm a big boutique guy, but some of them survived, man. Like perfect example, Steve Saka. I can't stock his shit here. It just sells.
Yeah,
crazy. Plasencia, I don't know if you call Plasencia boutique. I don't know what
they're that, because it's such a big company, but their own branded cigars,
right, is
still I would consider boutique.
Like Plasencia, I sell out all the time. And Privada, I have a whole Privada wall, but Privada thinks it's moving because the fan base come here and buy the cigars. I have all the limited cigars here for Privada, so I saw a lot of Privada too. So,
Kerr, have you seen a boutique? Because like I said, in your travel, you've traveled probably more than anybody I know. You ever see a shop that can survive on just boutiques?
A couple. I've seen a few out there that were. Really,
I know one shop only.
Yeah,
in Texas. What the hell's his name? The shop in Texas that does only boutiques.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name either off the top of my head right now.
Yeah.
The one I went into that had some legacy, but was a heavy boutique was Quartermasters in Maryland. That was one of the ones that I went into that was probably the heaviest boutique I've seen in a while. But like you said, it depends on who your customer base is, and if you got people coming in with that there's a need for the legacy brands, you got to bring them in. But most places are going to be able to do a pretty good balance of 60%, 50%, or what have you, because it does allow some new stuff to rotate through and give people some options that are maybe a little bit more unique. Like your Pravada wall, probably just it's a plethora of options.
Yeah, and Jessica being the new manager of the Corona cigar, she finds that as well. People coming in and just, especially people that aren't like regular cigar smokers like us. We're all regular cigar smokers, nerds, and they always want that legacy brand. It said more half smoked padrones in the ashtrays at the end of the night than any other cigar. Wow. So, but that's people want. They come in and like, I got to have that padrone. I got to have that. I got to have that Davidoff. So who do you think is the most underrated, boutique cigar company out there right now?
Aventura.
I agree.
Aventura.
Henderson's making some killer stuff.
Yeah. Good dude too.
Yeah, good dude, and especially when he gets his new factory up and running, it's just going to go.
Yeah, I was just over there, so yeah.
Oh, we're going to get to that in a little bit. I did see that. Team Shirtless Mike. What's going on? The general public consumer is not us, unfortunately, and that is sad. And you can only try and teach them so much before it becomes pushy, and then they get turned off, and then they don't want to buy anything from you. So, but hopefully you can sell them one of the legacy brands in one boutique, and hopefully maybe next time they come in, they remember that boutique and, they try that as well. You mentioned, and I forgot to tell people, I said, you're in Fishtown, Philadelphia. Where is, for people that, that may not know, like, where is Fishtown, as in where Philly is, and I'll be honest, I get teased. I don't know where things are. I don't know where Philly is in the state.
Philly is the southeastern part of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Fishtown is a section in the city of Philadelphia. So we have like sections in the city. So I'm north of central Philadelphia, of the central downtown, like a mile and a half from central Philadelphia. I'm next to the river wards, Delaware River. I'm literally a block away from the river. Next, there's a casino across the street from me. There's the Fillmore Entertainment Center is next to me. Other Half Brewery is next to me. Punchline Comedy Club is across the street from me. So I'm in that area right here, all the entertainment area.
So the name Fishtown, like I said, I'm not familiar with it. So where's the name Fish? I'm assuming Fish.
So Fishtown,
by the radio.
So back in the 1800s. Delaware Avenue was where all the fishes came in, all the fishes that the fishermen caught.
Okay.
So this little section where all the fishermen lived. So that's why it's called Fishtown. Even though there's nothing of that no more, but
yeah. Kerr, are you familiar with the in your travels the Fishtown area?
Yeah, I've traveled through. My cousin lives in Fishtown.
Oh, that's right. You were saying that before the show. Is he a cigar smoker?
Occasionally. Keith is occasionally. He's a picture of health, though. He's like, Mr. Health. But he occasionally smokes a cigar. Yeah,
well, send him over to Lou's Lounge. He's got a good ventilation, so have a smoke. Talking about brick and mortars, we always hear people, they always want to open up their own shop. They always want to do this, and then you hear other brick and mortars, oh, you shouldn't open up a shop. The brick and mortar is dying. Big online retailers. That's what I hear all the time. Killing the independent brick and mortar. And it seems like that's the go-to. It's the online retailers. Obviously you got Holtz right down the road from you, and you're still surviving. So I'm assuming you would disagree that the online retailer is what's killing the brick and mortar?
Well, I'm surviving. It's because of my name, because people know me.
Yeah.
That's why I think I'm surviving. Plus, it's a brand new shop. like I told you, it's the first shop in like 15 years in Philadelphia. So people want to see what's new. They want to go to Liga. They want to meet me and stuff like that. So that's why I'm surviving. I'm assuming that's why. I mean, I don't see no other way around that. You know. Plus, I do events once a month. Perfect example: the Battleship event Saturday, the after party, like you said, is here. Yep. Steve Sacker's going to be here. I mean, stuff like that. People hear that and be like, okay, Steve Sacker's going to do an after party. Let me see what that's about. So they want to see all that. You know, I get all the guys that come here, all the cigar company owners, they like coming here because it's different and stuff like that. So,
but you got to have a good lounge. I mean, you know, your name will only bring people in the one time.
Yeah, the lounge has a lot to do. 80% is the lounge, of course.
And you got to have, you know, like I said, a good stock of cigars. You got to have a good lounge. I hear people always saying, you know, when they want to open up a lounge, they got a lounge. We're building a lounge on the house, a little 550 square foot lounge, you know, and I had the same thing. I have a laundry list of things that I wanted in the lounge, and it's always different than what other people want. They want like the aesthetics. They want the pretty stuff. People that opening up a lounge, what are the things that people should be concentrating on that they're not, since you've worked in lounges before?
Exhaust and humidor. Number one thing is your exhaust. Your exhaust has to be perfect. Has to be. People don't want to go to a lounge and smell like smoke when they leave. Women don't want to go to a lounge that doesn't have a good ventilation system. I get women here all the time be like, "Oh my God, I like coming here because I don't smell like smoke when I leave." Ventilation and your humidor has to be on point.
That was the first thing. We built our lounge around the ventilation system. The size, the walls, the placement, everything was specifically designed on getting that smoke out. You know, and hopefully, knock on wood, it'll work when I get some guys in there. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, we won't know because I only have 9-foot ceilings. You know, so not like you. Kerr, you know, in your travels, what are your, you know, what do you think the biggest, I don't want to say the waste that people, you know, do when they open up new lounges, but what should they be? Would you agree? You know, exhaust should, you know, and the humidor should be some of the top factors.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I did my travels, I always rated cigar shops on location, selection, staff. I mean, having the right staff is really important too. You have the right people working for you and knowledgeable and friendly. But I think, you know, the one thing that Lou said, I think some folks do overlook, and that is creating an environment where you can sit and relax and smoke a cigar and enjoy it and enjoy a conversation and not feel like you're looking through, you know, this massive thick cloud of fog. It doesn't become enjoyable when you're trying to sit down and relax and have a drink and a conversation. So a lot of places can have the most basic humidor. They have the right selection, but if their humidor, if their lounge is set up nice, it's pretty straightforward, and the exhaust is good. I mean, those are really important factors, you know, with lounges.
And having an open, I like, you know, so I'm gonna throw up a picture of Lou's lounge here again. I'm a big proponent of the open layout design. I like that. I think it's you know, you get these lounges and you have like these corners, these niches, and you can only get 3 or 4 guys smoking. I like your lounge, you know, because you can turn a chair around. You know, you can have 15 guys, you know, smoking all at the same time, and be able to talk to each other. You know, so Kerr, we got to put the overlay back up on the every time I switch over.
I've been picking up on that. Keep going.
So all right.
I was hanging on every word, Kevin.
I just know I clicked off of it and then I didn't see our advertisers up on the screen there. But so you had touched on another thing that I don't see brick and mortars do. The ones that I see failing, and the ones that I see complaining online. One thing that you do, you know, you do a lot of events. I don't understand why brick and mortars don't do a lot more events, because you just don't do your typical cut and lights. You don't have just Robert Caldwell come in, you know, for 4 hours, hawk some cigars, give away a hat, you know, whoever it is, you know, then that's the event. You have some pretty unique stuff. I want to get into the one you just did, the bespoke suit fitting. When I saw that up there, I'm like, oh, I would love to do something like that. What did that? So you come to that event. What happened to that event? I want to know a little bit more about that.
So that was Gurkha and 222 Bespoke Cigars. So basically, I had him coming here with he had his whole thing. He had a mannequin with a suit. So you come in, if you need a suit, he'll measure you out right on the spot. You pick your fabrics out. He had the book with all the fabrics and everything, gave you a pricing, and it was just like that. So I figured, suits and cigars. It was called suits. It would go perfect, and I never seen nobody do it. So I was like, I was like, I'm doing that. So I did it, and it was a success. So
I love it. I've always wanted to get fitted for a custom suit.
Yeah.
I'm a little tall, so not much off the rack, fits me. So yeah, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, if I ever wanted to travel out of state to do an event, it would have been that one. Smoke a cigar, get fitted for a custom suit.
Yeah.
How cool is that? I'm assuming you seem like a pretty fly guy. Like you got some custom fitted suits.
Yeah. I got some.
I'm gonna do a camo in cigars, Kev. I'm gonna have an array of custom camouflage suits here, and camouflage shirts in South Carolina.
Yeah, it'll go over really big. Now, what about the distillery next door? Have you guys done any cross promotions?
With them at all? I've done events downstairs with them. They're good people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the other event, which kind of blew me away, you got Jeremy Piven to come do how did you get Jeremy Piven to come to your shop to do an event for his new cigar?
That's a good one. So I saw he was smoking cigars on his page. I'm a big fan of Jeremy Piven, Entourage, big fan. So out of the blue, I saw he was doing a show at the casino, which is around the corner from me. So I inboxed him and I was like, hey, I have a cigar lounge next to the casino. I would love for you to come smoke a cigar with me and sit down and talk. Inboxed him. So I inboxed him like 4 or 5 hours later. I got a response. I was like, oh shit, this guy he's got like 6 million followers.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll do better. You buy my cigars, I'll do an event in your lounge. I was like, what? So, I was like, oh shit, it's Illusione, so let me call the rep. I called the rep, I ordered some box of cigars, and the guy came and did the event. Just like that.
Wow. Just like that. I mean, it was just him. It wasn't like Dion, the whole Illusione crew. It was just.
I didn't go. I went straight to Jeremy.
That is mind-boggling. Wow. That you're able to just inbox him and then he messages you back.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. I mean, I have 30,000 followers, and then I get like 50 messages a day. I can't even imagine what he gets on the regular. So what kind of guy is he? He seems like a down-to-earth guy.
Coolest guy in the world. So he did my event, 3 hours, signing the boxes, taking pictures. Went and did his show. After his show, he comes back and hangs out.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So you got to be a real cigar nerd, because he makes bank. He's not making shit off them cigars. I can tell you that. So is he like a real cigar nerd? Like,
he's a real cigar nerd. He smokes cigars. He knows tobacco. He's not one of those fake dudes and celebrities that just do it for like endorsement.
Yeah.
Yeah, he smokes cigars. He's a real deal.
Yeah, we were talking about Guy Fieri earlier. So be him and Guy. I mean, and there are others, that celebrities, but for the most of them, they just have their name on the box.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I've done events with those guys. You go get your box signed, and it's just after you talk to them, like, you don't know shit about cigars, do you? You know absolutely nothing, about the cigars. So, you'd mentioned you were just down in where were you at? You were down because you're blending your own cigar now.
Yeah, I was in Santiago in Tamboril.
Okay.
With Chico Rivas.
Okay, so that's it. I was trying to remember who you were blending.
Yeah.
The cigar with. So for people that may not know Chicas, so tell us about him. Some of the cigars he makes, so people will know
Oh, he's got so many cigars. Shit.
Plus, he has his hand in blending other people, obviously, with you.
Yeah, he does. He does a lot of cigars. He's about to open his new factory.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, real big one.
Oh, I didn't see online that he was opening up a new factory down there.
It's a matter of fact, I don't even think I was supposed to say anything, but
that's what happens on the show quite often. Someone slips up and is like, I don't think I was supposed to say that, So I don't know. I don't see Charlie Monado listening or watching in tonight, so we must be safe. We got Eduardo here had a comment. Plus, another key factory is the owner is available. If Lou is in the lounge, and he will chat with you and invite you to sit with him. Are you the only employee? Do you have any help?
Yeah, I got my son. He's here now.
Oh, your son?
Yeah, he's 25. So
okay. So get is this his full-time gig? Is he?
Yeah. He loves cigars. He likes to study. He studies tobacco. So. He's not one of those dudes either. He really likes it. So I was blessed. I'm blessed with that.
You are, because I said that there are a lot of we hear a lot of sons, from our guests that are on, and daughters that want nothing to do, with the cigar industry. So he's got a long lineage there. So what's he want to do? I mean, does he want to get into like blending? Has he been to the factory? And
no, I haven't took him yet. I'm taking him though. But he's an MMA fighter.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. That's his first love. So
big MMA in Philly.
Yeah. A lot of Gracie gyms out here. And all that.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard that name in a hot minute. Gracie, at least down here in Florida. Let's talk. I got a picture of your new cigar here. In Blonde Ambition.
Yes.
So I know. We'll talk about it. The imagery, the name.
Uh-huh.
You caught any shit from that yet?
Not yet. I mean, a lot of people too young to know what that is. I'm a big fan of her, and I went to that tour twice when she did it in the early '90s. So that's why I did that. Yeah.
in the crowd on the Blonde Ambition tour.
Yeah.
And then we got a couple of your the bands here. Now I didn't see what the so you got two different bands. So
yeah, those were the prototypes I was choosing, so I chose the color one.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know if you were having two separate cigars, with just the God, how hard is that band going to be to produce? That was the black and white one, definitely a little bit easier to produce.
It's done already. So.
Yeah. So tell us about the cigar.
So the Blonde Ambition is a Connecticut, but I blended it with Chico. I wanted a Connecticut that I would like, Connecticut. So it's a medium body Connecticut with a lot of flavor. I wanted a lot of flavor. I just wanted it, to pop as soon as you smoke. You be like, oh yeah, this is good. Not strong, not light, medium body, a lot of flavor, great transition. It's a really good cigar. But we all say that, but mine is a really good cigar.
Just please don't advertise it as not your grandfather's or not your father's Connecticut. No. If I hear that, one more fucking time from someone, at least Saka owned up to it and he goes, you know what? I wanted my grandfather's Connecticut. I blended that cigar because he was smoking good Connecticut's, not some of the stuff that we have out there now. I mean, obviously owning a lounge, there are a lot of, I don't want to say there's a lot of bad Connecticut's, but there are a lot of just plain ordinary Connecticut's out there that are just they're not exciting.
Yeah.
Nothing that draws you in. Now, how much input did you have? Did Chico, did he send you some samples? I
don't do that.
Okay.
I don't do the semi samples. I'll fly down there. It's only an airplane ride, man, to Dominican Republic, 3 hours. Or,
okay.
Nicaragua's fly to Miami, then fly to Nica 2 hours. So I'll fly. I want to be there. I want to be at the process. I want to be at the table when they bring out the tobacco and they start blending. I want to be there. I don't like when they send you samples and you pick the sample. You got to say, nah.
It does. It can be done, but it just takes a lot more time.
Yeah, if you got the time, yeah.
If you got the 6 months back and forth, 9 months, you make a change. Then they got to roll some more. You got to let them age. So it does make sense to be able to go down there. Did you know? So I know you've been doing cigars for a long time. Were you a tobacco nerd? I mean, did you know like what you wanted? I was, like, yep. So what were you looking for, like as in a specific tobacco?
I can't. I don't know if I could say what's in that tobacco.
Okay.
It's illegal. It's illegal. What's in that tobacco? Within that cigar.
But it makes it legal once you put it in that cigar and you transport it from the Dominican or the Nicaragua.
Course, yeah.
You know, it makes that 100% legal. Tough getting that tobacco in or quantities of it.
Nah, dude. If you, it's amazing the tobacco they have at these places, man.
Oh, really?
What the fuck?
I would have thought that was hard to sneak in. So
no. Not in their country.
Yeah, it's not sneaking.
Oh, yeah, it's not sneaking it in. Yeah. It's just importing it.
Yeah, it's just importing it.
So yeah, that makes sense. So when's it gonna come out? What's the timeline on that cigar?
So I have a 3-day event coming up in August. August 10th is the release of the Blind Ambition and the Chico Stick. So I have 2 cigars coming out. August 11th, I have an event here with David Blanco. And August 12th is Pravada Fest here in Philadelphia at my lounge.
Okay. So what's Pravada Fest for people that don't know? So
Pravada Fest is my anniversary party, basically.
Okay.
It's held outside of my lounge. I have a big space. Shout out to Live Nation for letting me get that space again. Last year we had 250 people here.
Wow.
Yeah. So this year we're expecting more. It's DJs, it's vendors, food. It's a big party.
Now and that's in your lounge?
That's literally next door to my lounge. There's an outside space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So and then the Chico Stick, is that, you said that your other cigar, is that cigar just for your lounge, or is
just for my lounge? Yeah, those 2 cigars are just going to be exclusively here.
Okay. Well, can you tell us a little bit about that cigar?
Sure. It's a Habano, Dominican, okay. all Dominican and with Habano wrapper.
All right. Now you've got a couple other events coming up too. So obviously we've talked about Battleship Beef Part 2. Red Meat Lovers Club. Anybody watching, listening to this? There's still tickets available.
Tickets are still available.
Yeah, battleshipbeef.com. And then afterwards, I think it was like about 10 o'clock last year. I said, that everybody started really rolling in.
Yeah, we left at 3 a.m. last year.
God, we had a plane to catch. I did not. I think we were there until midnight or so, past midnight. And Jessica's like, "We got to go. We got a plane to catch." And you know how it is with Saka. Yeah. You get Saka sitting around chatting. Everybody wants to talk to him. That man, will chat all night long. Same with Lafferty, as well. And then you got Philly Cigar Week coming up. I saw you post that. I didn't get a chance to look up anything on Philly Cigar Week. Tell us a little bit about Philly, because you're a sponsor of Philly Cigar Week.
I'm a sponsor of Philly Cigar Week. So when it comes to Philly Cigar Week, I donate my lounge to them, and they take control. They do everything. They do all the marketing and everything. So it's a big thing here in Philly. It starts next week. I think I have 2 events scheduled here with them. I really don't know. I know one is a panel. They have a panel here early in the morning. It gets packed in here. A panel with like these cigar guys, and they all talk about cigars. And the other one is a cigar event. I don't know what cigar company is going to be here for them, but it's a pretty big event here in Philly.
All right. So I know up where Kerr's at, they just had Charlotte Cigar Week, and it's you go around to different lounges, have different events. Is that similar?
Same similar. Yep.
Okay.
But over here they'll do like the Machalou is like a big boat. They'll do an event there. They'll do an event out in Cavanos, which is it's like a club that's on the water. So they'll do an event there, and then they go to the lounges.
Okay. So, and then speaking of lounges, I remember a while ago you were talking about opening up another lounge, or trying to. How's that coming?
Oh my God, bad. It's a restaurant and a cigar lounge. So with restaurants comes problems. I don't know if you guys know the restaurant industry.
Yeah, I was in it. Yeah.
So so it's a headache. It's a slow going process.
But restaurant and cigar.
Yeah, restaurant and cigar lounge.
So you'll be able to eat and smoke at the same time.
Well, the restaurant is divided by glass.
Oh, okay.
And literally the lounge right there, and then the restaurant's on the other side.
That's what I need. I mean, I love eating, smoking, saying, you
can bring the food into the lounge, but you can't smoke in the restaurant. You can smoke. You bring the food into the lounge and smoke.
Oh no, that's what I would be doing, bringing the food right into the lounge. I enjoy eating and smoking at the same time.
Yeah, that lounge is in Elkton, Maryland.
Oh, it's Elkton, Maryland.
Yeah.
So that's up in Lemac 912's territory up there.
Yep.
In Elkton.
Yeah. So I met up with Lee Mack last year at the Battleship dinner.
Good guy.
So, super good guy. Isn't Dan's Cigar Lounge up there in Elkton or no?
No, he's in Baltimore.
Oh, is it Baltimore?
Dan's in he's
somewhere
in
down here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not Elkton. Elkton's up further north.
Yeah.
Okay, I just heard Lee Mack had mentioned that lounge. I wasn't sure where that was that in his area. So so any time frame on the that
no time frame. It's just it is what it is. I can't,
another money sucking venture.
Yeah.
So what about any other?
But hold on. The building. They sent me the building burned down.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. So I don't even know what's happening. I don't get updates. So yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. You know how it's. You can't cry over what's it? Spilled milk.
Yeah, spilled milk. But yeah, when your building fucking burns down, though, that's
it's a lot of milk.
Yeah.
But the insurance should cover it, right?
Yeah, I guess so. So, same investor. You got a different investor for that.
Same. Listen, the guy I have, Todd, best guy in the world, man. I can't. Anything. It's funny because I have a lot of people want to do lounges with me, and I tell them all. I said the only way if Todd is involved. That's it. I won't do nothing without him.
So nothing. He's got to be a good investor. I mean, if he's not making his money back on your lounge and he's wanting to throw you some more money, so it's always
He's definitely not making his money back here.
Yeah, but the restaurant and then booze, there's a chance he's gonna make his money back on that one for sure.
Booze is boo. Oh, that's another thing. If you want to open up a cigar lounge, make sure you have booze.
Yeah.
Here in Florida, it's almost impossible.
Really?
So my buddy that's looking to open up a lounge here locally, he's got a lounge, opening up a bar inside of his lounge. So right now you have to buy, you have to find an existing building that has a bar, and then usually you buy their liquor license.
Just like here, Philly.
But it's $800,000 is the cheapest.
Here's $500,000.
Oh, so it's still expensive up there too.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. And then there's other states where it's basically a tax stamp and you can sell booze. So yeah,
the liquor license are tough, man.
They are, especially in our county. They're really tough.
Yeah,
to come across. Like I said, it's $800,000 was the cheapest one he has found, and now he's trying to figure out how to what's the time frame, the return on that investment. Is it a couple of years? Is it a decade? Because it's rolling the dice. It's basically he's going to be like, if I build it, will they come? Yeah. And it's just so I don't know. So we always try to end with like, what's your 5-year? I mean, you're getting old. I mean, you're already old.
Well, I retired when I was 45.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. So
this is it. This retirement.
So this is the retirement.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in another 5 years? Your son, just sitting in the lounge, letting your son take over everything.
Sitting in my lounge smoking cigars like I'm doing now. That's all I do. I don't do nothing else.
That's what I want to do.
And I travel. That's it.
Oh, where do you like to travel to?
I go all over, man. Well, not cigar wise, it's very few because I like going to where the cigars are and the tobacco's at. So, but next year though, I'm doing my European trip. I'm going to Italy. I'm going to Greece. I'm visiting Israel. So I'm doing all that too.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Nice.
You say you like going to where the cigars are at. So, does it always turn into a cigar trip if you're going to the Dominican? Or,
yes, all the time.
It just never, because you go down because you speak the language, so you probably have a little bit easier time. What do you like doing when you're going down there?
Oh, listen. So when I was a consumer, I was in Nicaragua all the time by myself. I used to fly down by myself.
And do what?
I knew the language and how to speak it and how to write it. I was like, I love cigars. I'm going down there myself. I know how to talk to these people. They give me into the factories.
Okay.
So I did all that.
That makes it nice. It's going, and then it's like I said, especially when you get to know the people and you speak their language and they get you into the factories.
Yeah.
So, gets that leg up there for you.
Yeah, I'm not a gringo.
Yeah.
A little tough for you and me just to show up, Kevin, in Nicaragua.
Yeah, that was
factory poor favor.
Yeah, that's it. So I was just told I got to wear long sleeves because of the tattoos. They say
I got I'm tatted up. I go all the time.
Oh, really? So that's not a that's what they kept telling me. I got to wear long sleeves. So
you're a gringo though, Kev. You have to wear sleeves.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what I was told. I said they frown on tattoos. So, but yeah, I see you're tatted up. So fuck that. I guess I don't want to go to a country with jungles and rainforests. It's 1,000 degrees. I didn't want to wear long sleeves. I'm like, oh, that's gonna suck for a couple days while I'm there. So Kerr, any final thoughts, questions before we let Lou go tonight? It's been almost an hour and a half. We definitely appreciate your time coming on and hanging out with us.
Yeah, I can't wait when I get back home to Pennsylvania to swing by the lounge.
Definitely.
And check it out. I'll have to grab my cousins and head on over there.
Oh, for sure. And like I said, anybody that's going to be in the area, Camden, New Jersey, this weekend, the battleshipbeef.com, we'll say it again. Then afterwards, a party at the Lou Liga Lounge. It's only like I remember it was like a 5-minute drive or something from the ship. You can head straight over there.
That was a great event, guys. You guys got to go. This event is pretty dope. With the food, the auctions were pretty cool.
The auctions were really cool. You get they auctioned off. You get to push the button to fire the cannon.
Yeah.
That was just badass. Just the food alone, it was insane. It was absolutely crazy.
This year, Cat's Deli from New York is a sponsor, so it's gonna be pretty cool.
I've been watching Cats on all the food shows for my entire life, and I never thought I'd get like Katz's Deli. Actually have some of their food.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
So can't wait. So hopefully we see everybody up there this weekend. We see you at the after party at the Lou Liga Lounge in Fishtown, and it should be a great event.
Oh, this was easy. No hard questions. No, why you hate this person? None of that. Oh,
that's that's. We don't get into that. I mean, there's enough of that. You want that? Go to go to Lou's Facebook page.
There you
go. You ask those questions. Like I said, these are just questions that I have guessed that I said I've known you for a couple of years now. There's just some things that I didn't know, and you're not that bad of a guy. So I'll have to take my I hate Lou Liga sticker off of my my travel humidor now.
Yeah, that was a riff for the people that hate me. I was like, I'm gonna do a sticker then. I'm gonna do an I hate Lou Liga sticker then, since you hate me so much. You're gonna also support me, and you're gonna also give me some credit on that.
That's it. Got to buy that sticker. So yeah, that's it. We just wanted to hop on. Like I said, just give you some shout out. Shout out to your brick and mortar. We always try and support our brick and mortars. The owners, so definitely, thank you for coming on and hanging out for just a little bit tonight.
Yeah. And hashtag we are Pravada.
Yeah. we'll leave it on that note, man. You have a good night.
Thank you guys for having me.
All
right. Have a good one.
You got it.
See ya.
Don't fight me for the banners, Kev. Don't fight me. For
all
the
right,
banners. I'm
don't. So what's going on in the? We got a little bit of time left. What's going on in the world of Stogie Road Cigars?
We're just waiting on a shipment. Waiting on another shipment. The Toros are doing well. And I just received a shipment recently of the Robustos, the 5x56, and then we are going to be releasing the deconstructed barber poles. That's going to be in a full line production. So,
is it?
Yeah. So you're going to be able to buy the 2-packs for the cigars. I'll probably have a special on my site where you can get the 2-packs and the cigar itself. So if you want a Sweetgrass Gringo, you can buy the Gringo, and then you can get the here. This is the Gringo.
Yeah, barber pole. Yeah,
barber pole, and then you're going to be able to get a Corona size cigar, same filler and binder that that is in the Sweetgrass Gringo, but one is going to have just the Candela wrapper, and the other one is just going to have the Connecticut wrapper. So you can really see that barber pole cigars, it's not gitchy. You do get a different flavor profile from smoking them together, but you'll be able to experience what that filler and binder tastes like with just one wrapper. And we've done that with all the line. Like tonight, I'm smoking the Maduro right now of the Edition 35. So this has the same filler and binder of the Edition 35 with just the Habano Maduro wrapper. Earlier, I was smoking the Connecticut. So this here would be the deconstructed Edition 35. They've gone over well. I had them for event cigars, and everybody loved them. So we're going to release them first as 2-packs, and eventually I think like anything else, I think some will favor one. I know when I had my an event in West Virginia, it was honestly, Kev, being a Candela lover that you are and I am, I was blown away on how many folks were gravitating to the Candela version of the Sweetgrass Gringo. Just grabbing it. Like, I never had Candela before, but this thing is so smooth and it's not, bitter, and just a lot of folks gravitating to that Candela. So I'm looking forward to the feedback on it.
So because you use good Candela, it's not just a gitchy cigar for you, which I think it is for a lot of companies. It ends up being just a cigar, that they tie it to an event, St. Patrick's Day or whatnot, and that's it. And then, and if you're not in love with a Candela, how do you blend? How do you blend it? And I bust Steve's ass all the time, Saka on coming out with one, but he doesn't like it. He doesn't like Candela.
Mm-hmm.
So how does he blend a cigar? Because he doesn't do samples,
right?
At all. It's all him. So if he hates the tobacco, he could make a Candela that he loves, but it won't be a Candela.
Right.
It won't be the Candela that you and I love.
Yeah.
Because we love Candela. He'll take everything out of the cigar that we love that he hates.
Yeah. He'll try and make it the first non-Candela. But yeah, I mean, that's why I came up with the Gringo. I mean, nobody's done a Connecticut Candela only barber pole, so that was a combination I thought would really go well, and we were lucky enough to say lucky, but had some great blenders, and I gave my feedback on a tobacco I wanted to use that I liked the flavor that I thought would allow you to appreciate the creaminess and even that little bit of a peppery that you do get, the slight pepper that you get from this Ecuadorian Connecticut, and then how that will balance out that bitterness of a Candela. But like you said, if you get a great Candela tobacco, the bitterness really isn't there. It's a very flavorful bitterness instead of you've had bad Candela like I have, man.
It's the same when you get the same when you get that bitter Habano or that bitter Connecticut.
Yeah,
we've all and that's what always like irritates me sometimes. On when people are like, oh, that Candela is bitter, and I'm like, well, half the Connecticut's on the market are bitter.
Yeah.
So I mean, nobody complains about that. Same with that Habano. You get a bad Habano.
Yeah.
We've talked about this in the past. You and I just, you get that Habano, and it's just like, God, I got one of these.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very, I mean, Habano's been the one wrapper that I think over the years, and Daryl and I talked about that, Daryl Iverson, man, if you get a bad Candela or a bad a Habano, it's really bitter. It tastes sour. It has that really, I can pick up a cigar, I start smoking it, I'll put it down. I'll be like, man, this is just that sour, bitter Habano wrapper that just is, it doesn't matter how long you let it burn, it's just going to get worse. It's going to intensify. And then I pick up some Habanos. I'm like, gosh, this is great. That apostate Candela.
Stogie.
Yes. Jesus, that was
Stogie meditation. Candela taste. If you haven't, we had Brandon from Apostate Cigars on the other week, and I mean, you can't even see like the greenness of this cigar. I mean, this is as green can get, and this is a fantastic Candela. And
when I saw the pictures of it, I was a little skeptical, because it looked very rustic. It looked very, bumpy. And then when I got it, I looked at it, I was like, okay, this has got a really good green, but it was a different type of green. It was like a darker, a darker green. And when I smoked it, I was like, this one shot up to one of my favorite Candelas that I've had. I mean, it's got a great blend to it. I know when we talked to them, they made the Candela for that cigar only at the fact, they grow it.
Exactly.
They grow it and they get that Candela at the farm.
Yeah, that's it. And Feathered Serpent. So that's the name of it. Thank you, Eduardo, for chiming in on that. The Feathered Serpent. So,
and when I heard that story, I was so impressed, because being a fan of Candela, to know that they went out of their way, instead of buying Candela from someone else, they're like, hey, we'll just grow it, and we'll just, we'll go through the process here. It's not it's a quick process, it's not time consuming, which is why Candelas were so popular back in the day. But we'll just grow it here, and we'll just make the best Candela that we can make. And I'll tell you what, by God, they really hit it out of the park.
They did fantastic, and I love that. Like I said, it just grown right there. Goes from the field to the curing barn straight into the cigar. I have a feeling that's why they can keep that such green, coloring, because like I said, it doesn't lose through all the traveling.
Our factory, I mean, when we get our Candela, after a while, it's going to turn brown. I mean, it's inevitable. It's like when you see them in the you see Candelas in the humidor. There's one of the things is light in cigars don't go well, and especially with Candela, they're kind of the canary of the humidor. When you go in and you see a Candela cigar that's kind of brownish and it's not really green anymore, and you remove the band and it's green under that band, that means that there's a lot of extra light going in that humidor that shouldn't be going in there, or their lighting system doesn't have the proper UV blockage that they should have. And that's, like I said, that's the canary of the humidor. That's telling you that there's way too much light getting in there.
That's it. That's why we're going to all LEDs, inside of our humidor, just LED strips. And I mean, our humidor doesn't have to be lit all the time, like a traditional. So the lights will be on when I'm in there, and they'll be off when I'm not. So the cigars can just rest and do their thing.
Yeah.
So we're going up and picking up a new cigar this Friday.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for you, because I just had the your cigar. What is it called again?
Certmythe Bruscar, real good trash.
Yeah, that's a really good cigar.
We've gotten a lot of great compliments on that cigar. It's Connecticut broadleaf. I mean, I love a rustic looking.
Yeah.
I did have one person, and he's a cigar snob. He's a Padron guy. All those. He didn't like the way it looked. And I'm like, he's like, well, what's up with the way the cigar looks? I'm like, yeah, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted a real mottled looking, wrapper, rustic looking, because that's what I like, So as a teaser for everybody listening tonight, or watching, so we're picking up a second. You can get the Certmythe Bruscar, real good trash, Irish for real good trash, on the Trash Pandas website, trashpandascigars.com, and we're going to pick up another cigar that was supposed to be released at the same time, as the Real Good Trash. But I'm not, I'm not going to shy away from it. It just didn't turn out right. They were, when you got a good one, they were really good. When we got one that there was a little bit of burn issues, and I just wasn't happy. So we ended up scrapping all of them. 1,000 cigars we threw away in the trash. And we started, and then, disassembled them. Come to find out it was a binder issue that was causing some of the issues. And, we could have released them like a lot of other people do. We all smoke those cigars. From people that we like and know, and it's like, this cigar is okay. People probably would have blown smoke up my ass and told me it was great, but I'd rather just start over and blend another batch. And
is that the other one I had?
What's that?
Is that the other one I had?
Yeah, that's the other one that you had.
Okay, yeah, you're right. It was hit or miss with the burn, and I mean, when it burned, it was like this great cigar. But like you said, when there was a burn and when it was off, it was like, okay, it was not an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, we want to release that because we have because our cigar is a Connecticut broadleaf, and we're actually going to have, which I can say it, and we don't have a lot of people on watching right now. It's going to be a Dominican broadleaf. So this will be only the second cigar in the industry that uses a Dominican broadleaf. So it'll be a battle of the broadleafs is what it's going to be. So we're super stoked about that. And then anybody watching tonight, you probably still get your orders in for Father's Day. We do have a Father's Day sampler on trashpandacigars.com. I think we only have 4 left, and it's like $125. You get 13 cigars. You get a ton of swag, cutters, lighters. Out of those 13 cigars, one of them is 13 years old. 2 of them are like 10 years old, so, and then the other 10 are several years old, Back in Black. And then the one that Aganorsa made, just for us, some overruns that are super vintage. So, I think we only got like 5 or 6 left. So if anybody's looking for a Father's Day gift, trashpandacigars.com. We only, like I said, so super, super excited. Everybody listening, start typing in the word cigar, so we can give away some stuff here.
We didn't ask Lou if he watches
Oak Island.
Oak Island.
I'm gonna assume Lou does not watch Oak Island.
I think it's safe guess. It's a safe guess.
Definitely a safe guess. But before we move on to the giveaway, let's hear a word from our sponsor, Corona Cigar. And speaking of Corona Cigar, if you're in the Sarasota, Florida area, definitely visit the new Corona Cigar Sarasota. Stop in and see Jessica. She's one of the new managers of the new lounge, and she's probably in the other room listening to me right now.
I was going to ask about Jessica and how she's digging the job.
She is crushing it. She is their #1 sales associate.
Congratulations, Jessica.
Yeah, she is doing a great job, and I am super, super proud of her. So let's do the Tapping Ash and Taking Names giveaway presented by Amendola Family Cigars.
Jessica knows her cigars, man.
She definitely knows her cigars. Tonight's winner is going to receive. We've still got some prizes from Miami Cigar Company that we had on the show. We've got this.
Wow, that's loud.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. I'm doing this right. right underneath my microphone. So we've got this this beautiful anodized tumbler from Miami Cigar Company. Put it back in underneath the table. We have the hat from Miami Cigar Company. We got a couple cigars from them, and then we do have some cigars from our advertiser sponsor, Amendola Family Cigars. We are the muscle. So let me share my screen here.
So what do you think of the cigars?
Actually, they're really good, man. Like these were both really good cigars.
There we are.
All right, let me get onto the list of people that cannot win. So Randy Keller. All right, congratulations, Randy. Send me an email, kevin@cigarprop.com. There's actually going to be 2 shows next week. So next Monday night, we welcome George Rico of Gran Habano Cigars. George Rico does not do interviews. I've been following him for a while. Seems like a super cool cat. And then next Tuesday night, Fred Rui and I are going live. We're going to pick the winner for the Illusione and Cigar Prop giveaway. So if you go to the Cigar Prop Facebook page, Instagram page, you'll or my personal Kevin Shahan Facebook page, you're going to see the link where you can go and still sign up. I think you're good until this Friday. You can click that link, and there's none of this crap. It's no like, follow, share, subscribe, none of that.
No, straightforward.
All you do is put in your name, email address. That's it. That's all you got to do. And Fred was actually blown away. Like said, he said there's no way. Cause I put it out there that I'm gonna get 500 people to sign up for this giveaway, and he said no way, like no contest, right. Especially that it never happens. And we actually went above and beyond the 500. So he's gonna put some extra stuff together. Wow. And then so you don't have to be watching live next week to win, because obviously we have your email address, so we will send you. But I think what Fred's going to do is he's going to have some giveaways to do that night. So as you're listening, watching, you'll be able to win some stuff that night as well.
So multiple winners.
Yeah, multiple
and there's
winners.
Incentive to watch.
And there's incentive to watch. So so big props to Illusione for not making this a difficult contest. When he's like, hey, you want to do a contest? We'll just give some stuff away. And I'm like, yeah, can we do an easy one? I hate these. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tag me in it. But if I don't respond to your tag, make sure you screenshot. And then send me that so I can make sure I go back and find your comment. I don't like that. I don't enter any of those contests. It's like, you know what? Too much crap for me. So So big shout out to Fred Rui and Dion Giolito of Illusione Cigars.
That's awesome.
Yeah, make sure you're following a Cigar Prop producer Jessica, Kerr Viajante of Stogie Road Cigars on all the social media. Links are in the video description below, in the podcast description if you're listening to this. Same with our guest tonight, Luis Rodriguez, aka Lou Liga, in the Lou Liga Cigar Lounge. Also in the show notes are from all of our partners. Thank you once again to JC Newman Cigars, CigarMedics, Amendola Cigars. We are the muscle. I think I pointed at the wrong camera. We are the muscle. Jake Wyatt Cigars, Illusione Cigars, deep in flavor, deep in your mind. K by Karen Berger Cigars, Corona Cigar, and of course Drew Estate and Experience Acid. And Kerr, leave us with some final words for tonight.
2 things. Father's Day is right around the corner, so get on the Trash Panda website and order these great packs. I mean, gosh, you just heard that they're just not your everyday ordinary cigar packs. They got some well-aged vintage cigars in there and a whole bunch of other stuff. So definitely make sure you hit Trash Panda for that.
And speaking of cigars, when did you construct it? Did you say when those are going to be available?
Soon. I'm expecting delivery this month. So
okay,
but you know how that is. Delivery this month, and then I'm looking there on my birthday in September, going. But But yeah, I mean, it's right around the corner. So I'm told. And the other thing is, there's still a couple more tickets available for this weekend. For the Battleship of New York or New Jersey, New York. Sorry, Jessica.
Did you catch? Speaking of the miss, did you catch my video where I fucked up when I was from the lounge update the other day, and I showed the new Dunbarton sign that Steve sent me, and I shouted out Drew Estate for sending me a new sign.
No.
A couple people caught it, and Steve chimed in, and Steve, thankfully, he goes, "Hey, listen, I made a lot of money at Drew Estate, no big deal." So, yeah, I called it a Drew Estate sign.
Wow, not as bad as calling the New Jersey the New York, but
yeah, exactly. The most decorated battleship in naval history. Yes. It was decommissioned 3 times, brought back 3 times, because they just didn't have anything else, and you get to have dinner under the guns.
Yeah, and then you get to go to Liga's lounge afterwards.
Yeah,
I mean that sounds like a great gig. I mean, for crying out loud, and we will learn what the Battleship New Jersey's Orca ratio is. I definitely want to know that.
That's it. Have you been speaking of orcas? I know people probably chiming off already. You hearing about the orcas attacking the boats in the Strait of Gibraltar?
Oh, the ones that they said are going after yachts and stuff?
Oh, yeah, because that one pissed off orca, they think got hit by a boat, so she's teaching all the other orcas to snap off the rudders of all these boats.
Yeah, that's a very smart mammal.
That's it. And they're dicks. They are dicks of the ocean.
Yeah,
orcas,
and they work together too.
They do.
They're a group of dicks.
That's it. Because that one captain the other day, I was just reading the interview, and he goes, and now they're working silently, because he goes, before, you could hear them underneath the boat, and then like the communicating back and forth with their squeaks and whatever. Mm-hmm. And he goes, now it's just like it was complete silence, and then bam, rudders were gone. Yep. So yeah. So orcas are dicks. That's what we're gonna leave the show with.
Yeah, orcas are dicks.
Yeah, and don't trust sea otters. Look it up. Look up otters. You think otters are cute? Look up what an otter will do to you.
They'll rape you.
Yeah.
They do.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying anything inappropriate. I mean, they do. Yeah, they're freaking. They are the dregs of the freaking water mammals. They look cute, but they're freaking little degenerates. That's what they are.
That they are. So, all right, everybody. Let's hear a word from our sponsor, and we will see you next week with George Rico of Amendola Cigars.